Good evening, people. Good evening. Good evening. Hell of an evening. Rolling in a little late today. I apologize. Didn't even know if I would make it today, but I did. And I got to do the 3v3. Did not do that, so I got to snatch that up real quick. So, little 3v3 action. All right. Let's get her done. Place. Oh, I had to switch. I switched my teams. So I got that's what I want to do. Okay. Should be able to get this done quick. Oh, all right. The I got to tell you, the season. We're gonna start with a rant tonight. Is that what we're gonna do? No. But the season, the preseason, season 5 week, it's not really much of a preseason. I mean, there's not a whole lot going on, to be honest with you. It's the opening night was kind of fun with the zombie thing a little bit, and then now we got the buildings and the tech have the same thing, kind of repeated. But the information that's the opening night was also kind of fun because you learned what servers you were going to go against. So that was kind of fun to deep dive and learn new stuff. But after that, it's kind of the same information that was already like we got excited because some of the information that we got was pre-released, which I'm like thankful for the developers to kind of organize that and get everybody more informed about the season upcoming. I think that was great. So no issue there. That was a hell of an improvement on previous seasons. But then it's not new information throughout the week, so I don't think they've really developed it past that because it's very repetitive. Nothing new coming in. It's kind of just a replay or a redo of the same information you're given the opening days. So I don't know. That's so far. We'll see if it's different tonight. I don't know, but it almost feels like there's I don't know. There's like 2 weeks of this preseason, and I guess it feels more like it really feels more like from a substance perspective 1 week, and we're just calling it what we're calling it. So it is what it is. Interesting concept that I wanted to hear when it comes to Storm Arena from folks. Wondering out there what you do when you're presented with people from the same server. Like, are you attacking your people from the same server, just saying, "Hey, it is what it is. I'm given what I'm given, and it doesn't matter." Or do you take into account that they're from your same server and you do everything you can to avoid that? I really, I like to understand how other people treat that. It's an ongoing kind of back and forth within our alliance. We're talking about these things. I do everything I can to avoid the fight. Like I don't fight. I try not to fight anybody on the server. Anybody on my own team, other teams in the server. I try to avoid it at all costs. Even on the last day, especially, I try to avoid it to knock people down in the standings. But I'm just curious, like if people get knocked down by their own server, and how they feel about that. Like, do they feel, I don't know, annoyed because it's your own server, or do you hold a grudge because somebody hit you and you really wanted, that to be? Oh, Ghost Card's the only one I can't do that to. I should have beat him. I don't know. I was just we've been talking about it today, and curious what everybody kind of thought about it, but for my sense, I just feel like they give me so many options. There's really no need to jump in and fight people from the own server. White chocolate. I don't think it really matters when I fight you. Dun dun dun. I can beat you heads up. Except for one. Except for one. There's a couple of these people like White Chocolate on server 97, another one. A Strong Tank Squad. You notice that strong tank squads when you run into them. They're not very often, but it's a perfect example of what I say. If you just continue with your tank squad, it's incredibly powerful. His is like I think a 70 million tank squad. It gives you a perfect example. I actually run that report and show everybody what that looks like. We got plenty of time. So look at what a real developed what you can be. So a picture of those people out there that are thinking like, my advice is sometimes if your tank, just stay with tank and go through tank. What does that look like? Well, this is what it looks like. Like as you grow and you get in and you think like, oh, but what is tank? Everybody's going to beat me. This is what it looks like. It's a 73.7 million tank squad. I mean, it's incredibly strong. It's going to beat, around an 80 million missile. You're just going in and fighting him with a missile because you think, the top people have missile. You're gonna get beat. An 80 million missile is no joke, like around here. So, my top missile is 77, and I think he probably beat my top missile. But like when you look at his team, everything else, you just do 30s. You don't need any of this exclusive weapon crap. You put your gear, you get your skills set. Your same stuff is just being done. It's just being done. He's not even 200 drone. Look at his ships aren't even that developed on it. He's only 2-star across here. So you're not looking at a team that's like, buku crazy. He's not even level 10 here on his top 3 components. And he's got a long way to go at the bottom. So this isn't somebody that necessarily just, blowing out every stat to develop into that tank squad. His gorilla is pretty good. There's some money in here. I mean, to be perfect sank here, 9. There's a lot of money in his bond rating. He's pumping this gorilla up a lot. Tanks 100%. He's going with mastery. Put some money into his deco. You can tell there. Chips. He's got offense only, and he's level 11. T11s. But bottom line is, this is a perfect example of somebody that continued down the path of tank. And if you start from day 1 and you continue down the path of tank, look, you're 73.7 tank. There's zero wrong with that. By the time you get to season 5, you are busting people's butt. That's like really strong. Like somebody like myself who thinks they're going to run around with my 76 missile and just, tank it, just destroy. Well, not if you run into this. And that's why I always tell you, like, you got to be careful. The missile people have to be careful of these random tank squads that are buried because they make sense. They're very powerful. So I'm telling you, you can't go wrong in the choice that you make. The only decision that you can go wrong with is not staying the path of the decision that you make. So stop with the switching. The switching is going to hurt you. Like to go into tank, and then I'm going to go to air, then I'm going to go to missile, whatever. If you're not a high spender and you're doing that logic, you're just costing yourselves months, and you're keeping yourself back because it's going to take too long to develop those teams. So 73.7 here is really good. And then that's why myself, I have to keep my second squad to be air, and I can throw my gorilla on to combat somebody like this. Because otherwise he's going to run around and beat me. So yeah, it's just something to look at from an example of like what a real powerful tank can look like at this level going into season 5. All right, let's finish up our 3v3. Yep. The other night I wasn't happy because I was telling you Hulk was up. I was fighting Hulk and he was behind me, and I was losing like 16 every time I was fighting him. Well, now Hulk is where he should be, over here, and now when I fight him, I won't lose nearly nearly the same thing. So we're all good. Rich is strong. I have to max Rich up here. We'll get Rich 3-3. All right, let's get Blackhawk back here. Air tank. Just do tank. G, I hate having to fight you, G. Big fan, G. Big fan. Don't like having to fight you, but gotta do what I gotta do, sir. This week is going to be very competitive up at the top here. We keep jostling positions. The top three are set. The top three are already a shoo-in for this week. If you look at like the points already up here, Hulk's already got 1799, 1804, 1985. We're at 1647. Already not catching him. I was gonna see. I wonder if I can make my missile fight his tank and still win. I don't think so. I don't think so. I'd have to take a loss in order to show you that. I wanted to see what happened so you could show you what the how strong his tank squad really is, because I think his tank squad could beat mine, or could beat my missile. So a lot of these. Gore's Core. Gotta be Gore's Core. Alright, this time I'm gonna fight him smartly. I was maxing my things up against him like a fool. We're not gonna waste our gorilla there. We'll put our gorilla here. Gore's Core is incredibly strong. This guy is one of the people that's actually stronger than me in here. There we go. Want to make sure I beat him this time. He is stronger though. He is Gore's Core is 277 million. That's strong. Incredibly strong. So I think I'm only like 254. But it just goes to show you, it doesn't matter when we get into this level of 3v3, you can still beat people. You can beat people. You should be beating people that are much higher total hero power than you. Because 3v3, they're at a disadvantage. They have to make these three teams, and they can't. You can't do it. So that's why I say for yourself, don't worry about it. You're focusing on 2 to try to defend yourself. You can't spread out. It's impossible to beat people. And this is a perfect example. He's 30 million hero power higher than me, 20 million hero power higher than me. But when we're in 3v3, I beat him. It's going to happen all the way across the board. You just have to make sure you're doing the same thing. You're going to lose to people that are weaker than you, and you're going to be like, how do I stop these weaker people from beating me? Why are they always beating me? You can't. You really can't. You're not going to be able to stop them from beating you, but you counter it. You counter it by beating the people that are stronger than you. By doing the same thing that they're doing to beat you, you should be doing to beat the other people. And if you're not, then you got a problem. Then we have to have a conversation, because your teams might be not set up correctly. Maybe your gear's not set up correctly. You're going wrong somewhere. Because you should be beating people that are stronger than you. And so once you do that, when you think about it, you're beating the people that are stronger than you. People that are weaker than you are beating you sometimes. But that's going to put you in the middle somewhere. And that's where you want to be. So you don't want to overextend yourself to try to be somewhere that you can't be. You want to just accept where you're going to be, and then just take your position. And then every single week, just try to kind of beat that position. Don't try to jump up like 20 spots. That's unrealistic, because what you're going to end up doing is you're going to say to yourself like, "Oh, in this battle I got to win all 3 to get the bonus 5 in order to move up." You're going to end up losing that fight instead. And then that's going to put you in a worse position than you were You know, when you could possibly get into that next tier to get bonus stuff. So just make a decent objective for yourself. Hit that goal, and then the following week, just try to beat it. Beat it by 1. Beat it by 2. Just a little bit at a time. There's no sense in overextending yourself to be unrealistic. What am I doing in this one? Here. Let me put my gorilla back with my tank. That's the other thing. Gear is difficult to move around. It's a heck of a manipulation to sit here and try to play around with gear in 3v3. So I totally get that. It's very time consuming, especially when you have this many every single day, and then all week long. However, your gorilla, you should be moving around based on your battles. You should be able to move your gorilla from team to team based on who you're facing and who, if they're number one tank and who you are and all that. You can still strategize with your gorilla. You can really strategize with your gear. You can win. You can definitely, if you had patience and you had all day long. If I just told you your job was to play 3v3 and that's it, and I paid you to play 3v3, and I say, here, $200, you just play 3v3 all day long, and you did it, you could sit here and just manipulate every single battle and move your gear around when you think about it, and win some of these battles early. The problem is that you just end up losing the battles later on. You lose the points quicker. When you're where you're not supposed to be, then the people below you, when they end up getting you and they beat you, you lose more points and you're back to square one. So it's very difficult to not kind of be where you're supposed to be. It's hard to fake it. All right, I think I only got a couple more here. I did do this earlier, but 8 minutes. I was able to do it in plenty of time. Good thing. Tigo, you tricky dog. He likes to mix things up. He does pretty good with this. I like how Tigo does this, by the way. It does make you think. If you just take it for granted, you could lose a battle. All right, a couple more, 5 more. Get this thing done. Tank here. Let's move this air. Who are we fighting? This guy. Tank. This is tank. All right. 3, and then there were 3. Rich, we know. We got to put the gorilla on air. Move the gorilla, tank. Those we can match up evenly and take 3 from him. And then Dolphin. We gotta face Dolphin. Here, now we gotta put gorilla back to tank. Tank, air, boom. There we go. Get that taken care of. Done. And 1 more. King. Oh, good. This one's done. All done. No sense in caring about that. So there we go. And up 4th. What this is doing though, playing every day, I'll drop a bunch, and Gore's Core will move back up, White Chocolate will move. We keep shuffling around these 7 positions pretty much. But what happens is you start separating from the bottom 3. Like here, these Tigo, Gruff, and Bingo here, they're starting to be further away. So 1382 now to 1646, and we're only on Wednesday. So as you get further away, it'll start separating. As long as you keep doing your thing. That's the other thing, by the way, is a lot of people think that all that matters is that last day for movement, because you're going to keep bouncing around back and forth. If you don't do your 3v3 for a couple days, if you avoid it and don't do it, and you just save them and whatever, you can fall behind so far that you end up not being able to catch up. So it ends up being an issue. So don't forget your 3v3s. Moral of that story. Look at that, got a gold on that one. Got a gold. Good there. Okay. Left last time. I'm supposed to owe on Monday. Sammy did his part, by the way. Joined the Discord because I was going to send the battle report. I did do my part in trying to do the truck battles that I told Sammy I would do. Sammy, I'm sorry, I have not been able to do the battles because Hulk keeps taking that guy that I was fighting. Hulk keeps beating him instead. So I'm not being able to get to him. That's 2 days in a row. I haven't been able to get to him. So fighting Ty still. Just I haven't been able to fight that guy. So hopefully if I can get him on live here at reset, if he throws out his squads and I get his sled or something, I will fight him here right in front of you. Otherwise, I will just keep trying to take him before Hulk does, but it's very difficult. It's very difficult to get at him. So I've been having to fight instead of him. He's been getting me, as you can see. This is all him fighting me. Instead, I've been able to attack Poe. I've been fighting Poe because he was the only one. So the last time I was able even to fight that guy who we were talking about, Victory and Attack, was nope. Victory. When the last time right here, 2 days ago. There you go. So Sammy, that's the thing. I haven't forgot about you. Yeah, you're there, brother. You're there. What's up, man? I'm telling you, I called you out. I didn't forget about you, man. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to you. I made you a promise. I'll keep my promise. It's just difficult. Of course, by the way, why wouldn't I keep my promise? Well, everybody needs to see this lineup, right? Everybody wants to see the Sammy lineup. We've heard it from miles away now. From the next town over wants to see Sammy's lineup. No. I'm gonna do it for you, man. I just this whole Thai war, this Thai war that we've been in, is something else. And Hulk is going crazy. He's grabbing him too. I don't get it. I would love to have like 12 different things. So gotta give him the guy that's attacking me. I don't know. You tell me. You give him a nickname. What do you want me to nickname him? I don't know what to nickname him. Right now he's nicknamed Enemy. I mean, I don't. What do you want? What do you want to call him, Sammy? I'll let you nickname him, and I'll use that from here forward. Go ahead. What do you want to call him? Sammy's victim. All right, there it is. He's Sammy's victim. That doesn't. I got to be honest. It doesn't necessarily have a good ring to it. Sammy's victim. I like the concept, but I think you got to build on that. I think you might want to build on that and call him something else. But all right. So right now he's Sammy's victim. I haven't gotten to Sammy's victim yet, brother, but I promise you I will. I'm actually excited. I told you the other day I wasn't joking with you. I am excited to run the lineups. I love the sandbox and stuff. So I'm excited to try it in the truck and the different lineups. I love the opportunity to try it. But yeah, hopefully at reset we'll be able to dive that in and get that going. Attacking these zombies today, man. These zombies are freaking strong. I was able to take out a 140 by myself. I was able to take out a 145. But that needed assistance from the team. And let me see if I have that, like, where it is. It's these things are strong, man. So 145, I'm able to take out with the team. But as you can tell, like, we're taking it out by the skin of our teeth. So I'm able to take a huge portion of it. I'm almost able to solo it, but I'm short. And I'm throwing my missile squad at it. Honestly, here's what's funny. If you had White Chocolate, if you had that 73 million tank squad, if I had that tank squad versus these, tank squad would be the best. Versus this zombie lineup, if you look here, it's a tank, a missile, a tank, and a missile. So clearly tank would work the best because tank's going to counter the missile and then it's going to go equal against the tanks. So like a tank squad would be mint right now, right? The problem with that is what we keep talking about. Very few people have these strong tank lineups at this level. It's not a common thing, which I think everybody kind of looks at and shies away from. They're like, hey, nobody else has a strong tank, so I guess I have to get away from it and build an air or build a missile. Unfortunately, that's not the case. It's misleading. You can easily survive with a tank lineup. You do quite well. But anyway, this would be great if I had a tank lineup to be able to counter these things. But I do not. So I am coming up short against the 145. Now the 150, forget about it. The 150 laid into us hard. The difference between those two is staggering. First of all, I think the 145 you had power of 90 million. What was that 145? What was this 145? It's what was the power of it? 95 million. The 150 is 100 million, and oh my god, it's 100 million like all day long. Like, I mean, there's a big difference. Watch the difference between 45 million and 95 million and 100 million. Watch the difference in this. Watch what I do on this one. Look at this. I mean, I barely touched the thing. And that's a 5 million difference, right? The other one I almost killed. And this one, look at it. I can barely scratch it. Can't move it. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe after the season, when I get the exclusive weapon, I told the server I'm taking a rank check on the 150s, and after the season, get some exclusive weapon, get bumped up. We'll give it a try. But man, these things pack a punch. They pack a punch. So even as a team, for the most part, we weren't able to do it. I wanted to hit it with Rich. I didn't get a chance to hit it with Rich yet. I think me and Rich might be able to do something to it. But even then, like, I doubt we're going to be able to do it. So, listen, for the most part, if you can't kill the zombies, there's no point, like, wasting the troops. Unless that's what you're saving your troops up for. Unless you're saving your troops up for just attacking zombies and not kill event. But, for myself, I'd rather use all my troops for kill event. Which is coming up. By the way, probably the last kill event I'll go all in this week. So I think I'm gonna be on live. I'm gonna try to do live for kill event because I'm gonna hop around to different teams again. I'm gonna give those teams a heads up ahead of time. I liked it last time. I was able to hop around because everybody was shielded in our opponent. So this time I'm gonna try to hop around a little bit, and make that happen. All right. Okay, so let's do reset real quick. I do want to get into the gear. There's been so much conversation around this gear, and I'm loving it. Amazing, good conversation to be had for everybody in the community. So I made the gear video, and setting off Firestorm, which is great to challenge and have conversation. So let's do our thing here, our little bullseye first, because I'm going to use some of this on my tank squad and show you, because I started, like, again, the tank squad fresh, so I really want to talk through a little bit of gear setup and how I've set up my third team, so to speak, freshly. I didn't have any gear on it at all, and now I've been able to kind of move through with some prints and everything. And I wanted to highlight a couple things in regards to the video and what I talked about on YouTube. So first of all, the video in itself, YouTube, for the most part, is really mostly for people that I talked to in the community. It's funny in the comments, because I saw a bunch of comments that said stuff that's really completely counter what we see in this community on this live when we hear from free-to-play players and low spenders. The theme in the chat of the video was that people have no problem getting prints. No problem getting prints, and don't know where to get that from and whatever. Well, just the other day we were talking in the chat, and somebody, I forget who it was, I apologize, whoever it was that had this, they said they had no prints. I think it might have been Jason. who said it, or Death Wolf, I forgot which. Somebody had 1.7 million ore because they had no prints. All their teams were to 40, maxed out. They had no prints. They had they were sitting on 1.7 million ore. So that's more who we're talking to. That's more of what we are seeing from a free-to-play low spender. We're not seeing these people who are free-to-play low spenders saying, oh, I don't have a problem getting prints. I get them all day long. I dial in my prints. No problem. That's not what I'm hearing from free-to-play low spenders. I hear that from mid-spenders. Even Deathwolf is mid-spender, and he has problems getting prints. So it's not even medium spenders, because I'm hearing it from them too. High spenders, you're a high spender, whales. Yeah, I know we don't have a problem getting prints. That's why I don't talk about it from my perspective, because my perspective has little in common with what everybody else is going to have to do. It's more or less what I'm seeing from how you can use your prints and the conversation to help those free-to-play low spenders, how they're going to spend those prints when they're doing it. So I saved one I wanted to go over right now. So really the concept is the reason we made the video to begin with was concept was, hey, somebody only has a handful of prints to use. And the last thing they should be doing is doing one dot. They shouldn't be doing one dot on their team. They should be instead only, like, if you have 15 prints, you shouldn't waste your time doing 3 1 dots. Instead, you should only do a 2 dot. So no other dots along your team is allowed to be smart, because you have to do 2 dots, because that's the best way to increase your gear. And I just don't agree with that. Fundamentally, I don't understand. There were some comments in there saying that people were going to have to take apart their gear if they followed this. I don't understand why you would ever have to take apart your gear if you're still fundamentally building your gear the same way. So your defense gets prints first, your shield and radar. Your damage dealers are going to get the gun and chip. You should never have to take those apart. That's where those belong. Those should always be the first things you're developing. Sure, if you're going to put 1 dot on your gun for your defensive person, then maybe you're going to want to take it apart. I don't agree with that strategy. I would never tell somebody to put one dot on any gun on their dealer. That's anything that I've advised on live, anything I'd advised on the Discord gear chat where people have asked my advice. I've never said that, nor did I say it in the video. I would not advise that. But as far as building the team out, so one person, by the way, in the chat, they wanted to see what a gun looked like, 1.4. So I had this. I didn't push this on purpose. I waited. Oh crap! I didn't take my rewards. I gotta build this. Can't not get my moon. I cannot get the moonstone. God forbid we don't get the moonstone. Can't forget that. Yeah, so anyway, this is somebody I think wanted to know. Oh, and I'll do the comparison too. I'll take a screenshot of this in case somebody wants to look at this and watch it, because it was a question that they had. Let me take Murphy. I'll take a screenshot here for you, because this was a question. So okay. And then let me take this and then this, and here was the person that asked. This was the 1.4 they were asking. Here you go. This was what it looks like. So this would be your original 40, level 40, and this is your 1.4 with your gun before you upgrade it for numbers. So I'm going to upgrade it to 2. So I went across my heroes. I'm doing my I'm doing the gun on Stetman next. So have that, pushing him to 2. So what I had done for this gear anyway was move Kim, our gun and chip, I have Stetman's gun, and then I have Williams shield radar, and then I have Murphy shield and radar. So this is how I've built so far. Now, when I did this originally, I had spread these out to one dot, and this is really what I'm talking about. Like if you're only stuck with 15 prints, to me, I'd rather do like a Murph, like if I'm only doing one dots, then why not do Kim Gunn, one dot, and then like a radar one dot or radar one dot, something to up it up, and then you can actually utilize all that ore that you're stuck with, because that's what I'm hearing again. If you're stuck with 1.7 million ore and you only use all of it on just getting it to two, one to the two, or 2.2.4, however you want to look at that. You can actually instead you be able to take all of that ore and move like the shield up, the all the different ones up that you have, which fair enough. What I could do is show, like, from a promote perspective, this I could put at 4. So that is fair as well. By the way, I could do a 4 comparison, because I think I only had a level 40 comparison, and you can actually use your ore to push this up to 4. So maybe I'll do that in the next video, show you like what it is, because I know people were asking me about the gun, which I just showed, and then somebody in Discord wanted to see the chip, what they are. So I'll try to document them as I move forward, just so you can see the stats before you're able to make them. And now I'm on 2. I'll show you what 2.4 looks like, and then as I move them to 3, I'll show you all what 3.4 looks like for all the stats, and then keep going, so you can look at them. But it is fair. Like you can push people with your ore, your 1.7 ore. Like so, yeah, 1.7 million ore. They had maxed out everything. They were just done. There's nothing else they could spend their ore on, so they just were looking at it. So from my perspective, if you had just used it like 5 across, like 5, 5, 5, and pushed those and had 1.4, 1.4, 1.4, you're still, there's a benefit to doing that, because people don't get, like, 10 prints doesn't seem a lot to me, but I know 10 prints is a lot to somebody else. I know 10 prints is a lot to a free-to-play player and a low spender. Like I don't lose that perspective. Like especially on my team, like I had these conversations with folks, and they don't just they're free-to-play players. They don't just get prints. They're not all 4 dot, like right now. They don't have all their prints. They don't have a team all dotted out like yet, and they've been playing for 2 years. So you're sitting here trying to get them all from here, like Honor Store. Like honestly, if you're free to play, this is where you're getting your blueprints from. Here, I mean, in the glitter event, you can get some now that they gave the glitter coins. But they just did the glitter coins. That just happened. That hasn't been going on for 2 years. They just did that about what, 3 months ago, 4 months ago. They started with giving out the free glitter coins. Before, it was like the mobilization event were not for a free to play person, and the glitter coins were not for a free to play person. And the bullseye, it takes what, 7 months, 8 months, however long it takes to collect all the bullets to be able to get to the mythic prints. So it's not like they can slowly get blueprints there, because they're not allowed to spend the bullets. They have to sit there and store them up like acorns in order to get the mythic. So they're not getting it from the bullseye event. And then you had summon supplies. They weren't getting it from there. If they were lucky enough, they could get it from their black market cache if they stored it all up, and maybe were able to do that. But that's the only place they can get them, was really like from the Honor Store. So I think a lot of people that bought prints and buy stuff and use their money take it for granted. I think they don't understand that when you're truly a free to play player, it's very difficult to come across blueprints. Like they can't get them, especially like early in the game. It's crazy. It's crazy to get them. Not to mention early in the game, you run into those damn charges are actually of value early in the game, because you can't even build your gold gear. They're difficult because you're always short something. You're short gold because you're spending all your gold in your tech. So you're short gold trying to build the gold gear, or you're short charges or whatever. I mean, you're always short something from a resource perspective. Yeah, that's the issue. Yes. So let's see here. Let me see if we can find Sammy's victim. Let me see if he's out here. I know. Thank you, Vader. Appreciate you. I see them all out here. Plenty to hit. I got to. I got. You've got to share these with the community though, because I don't. I got to save up for Sammy's victim. I got. I'm gonna have to tell. I'm gonna have to tell. Oh, here's a 73.8 one. I beat this the other day, but I'm also saving for Poe. I'm gonna give this to Rich. Rich will hit that one. This one the community can hit. Yeah, appreciate you, Vader, for pointing them out. Pretty much been Poe or Sammy's victim is really the one I'm looking for. And I'm probably gonna have to tell Hulk to lay off him so I can have a crack at him. Because if I don't, then I'll probably never get a hold of him. Yeah, nothing going yet. Nothing going yet, Sammy. Still waiting. What do you think about Williams' exclusive weapon? Yeah, what about it? What about the exclusive weapon? What do you mean when you say what do I think about it? I have enough. I'm ready to push it to level. Once I do I finish my sandboxing, I'm ready to push it to level 30. I'm actually going to show you the difference between level 29 Williams weapon and level 30 Williams weapon. So I'm waiting to push this, but I have not unlocked the best one here. But what about it? I mean, I think it all depends if you're. Yeah. Oh, I think all I've heard is universally that Williams weapon is phenomenal. Even great to use in mixed squads. That's why I've been so hesitant to actually push the last one before I finish my sandbox testing, because I think it's gonna make a big difference, and if I can actually show it in the sandbox what difference it makes, I think it would be valuable. But I've heard the same thing. I've heard nothing but great things in regards to it. You know, I mean, it speaks for itself. It's a big deal. You're all enemies are reducing it by 12% for 4 seconds for energy, so it's huge. Here's the difference, though, Sammy. So I think when you look at it like exclusive weapon, like how important is it, right? Because I think this is what it comes down to. You probably don't care, even if it's powerful, even if it's really good. You probably don't care. It doesn't matter. Because if you've gotten to this point where you're in season 4 getting Williams' exclusive weapon and you're not tank squad, you're not touching it. Like, for the most part, you know, free to play low spenders, mid spenders aren't pushing these things to level 30 for all their teams. So they're never going to uncover that. They're never going to push Williams to end up getting it because they're not tank squad. So it's, you know, it's a moot point to me. Like myself, I upgrade everybody. I'm trying to get to the point to use my tank squad and make it useful as I'm putting blueprints on. I'll do the mastery for it. I'm keeping up with the exclusive weapons on them, so eventually they'll be useful. But I don't think that's obviously not the norm. Like, if you know, I'm not the norm in that regard. I think most people are probably ignoring one squad or the other because of exclusive weapons. They have to do their main team. So what I've seen a lot of people have their teams look like is level 30 level, like for their main squad is like level 30, and this probably hits out there with a lot of you that probably listen, is level 30, and then you have level 25, a level 20, and 20, somewhere in there. Maybe you're lucky enough to get the second one to 30, and now you're working to get the third one up. But I mean, even the people at this level, the most people don't even have 3 people to level 30 for their exclusive weapon on their main team. So that's just reality for what the normal squads look like out there. I think when you start talking about second teams, I think people take their second team and they push them to 20. They try to take their second team and use the exclusive weapons and push them to 20 if they can, which is valuable to have that second team to 20. A lot of them don't even finish that. And the third team I've seen are some don't even start people. Like, they have 1, 10 if they can, they push them to 10. whatever. So my thought is, like, if you have a tank squad that's there, and that's probably the most people that are sitting there with air squad, probably don't use their tank squad. They're probably pushing a missile squad. I mean, you should, if you've chosen to be maybe you're doing tank. Maybe if you're air, you're doing tank. I don't know. Maybe, I mean, it would counter the team that would beat your team, which would be smart. But I just don't see a lot of people working on tank. So people's tank squads are usually their weakest when I look across the board. I don't know. They put in too many people. I can tell you this right now. Across the board, going into season 5, for this game, from season 3 to season 5, far too many people in this game are putting time into missile. Far too many of you. Far too many of you. You do not need to do that. You're spending way too much time. You're looking up and seeing all these people that spend money, like myself, that develop missile. You see strong missiles out there. You see people that are worried about missile, blah, blah, blah. Most people should not. You don't need to. If your number one squad is air, then you should just be working on tank. Tank beating missile. And then that's going to be your second squad. You throw your guerrilla on tank. That's going to be your long-term goal anyway. And that'll happen eventually by the time you get there. By the time you get to the point that your first is strong enough and you're actually getting your second to be a decent team, they probably have the second and third Overlord out, because the next Overlord is coming. It's coming out. Listen, you always hear from me, right? You'll always hear from me that I say nobody knows anything ahead of time about what's going to occur. I say this about the events, right? Nobody knows if there's going to be an event. You don't know for sure. You can only use your common sense of kind of what happened previously to what's happening now. Similar to kind of like the T11 weapons. Like, you see what's happening T11. To me, I always said, if you go back to when T11s were dropped, I said this game eventually is going to come out with ways for us to get this material, because all they were doing was releasing in the weekly. They always have. They will on this too. And what did they do? What are they doing slowly but surely? They're coming out with ways for you to get that T11 material. They put it in the Alliance store after we talked about that. What else did they do? They came out with the Tuesday pass, or the Monday pass, or was it Tuesday? Whatever, construction day. They came out with it and put it there. You know where else they put it? And now they're giving it out in the season as rewards for T11 stuff. So eventually there's going to be the T11 material is going to be in a battle pass, so like a monthly pass, and they're going to have extra T11 material there. I'm telling you, it's just a matter of time. They'll do that. That's what they... and I'm only saying all that stuff, not because I'm an insider or know any conversation. I just go based off the history of the game and what's transpired with a lot of these things that we've done, right? And typically what they're doing. So that's why I say they're going to have some kind of event. It's going to be Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving. They'll do something. Because it generates money. So the same with the Overlord. I don't know any specific information. I've heard leaks about the information, but I don't have to. You don't either. You know that you have one Overlord. You know that you have 3 teams. You know this game likes to make money. Let's put all 3 together. There will be multiple Overlords. That's all we need to know. Now, when will they come out? I don't know. Rumor here, rumor there, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be here, going to be before season 5, going to be after season 5. I don't know. Who knows when it's going to come out? Don't know for sure. Not going to pretend like I do. But, like I said, you're smart enough to know. All those 3 pieces together, there's going to be another Overlord. And I heard Sting was on the other day. I had heard it was going to be some kind of eagle. Sting the other day said that it was going to be a phoenix. I don't know what it's going to end up being. And the developers, when they release all that news information for the seasons and different stuff, you see at the very bottom, I reserve the right to change anything at any time, whatever. So, who knows? They could have said Phoenix. Somebody comes in their ear and tells them, hey, you know what would be awesome if we had a fairy? You go, oh my God, that would be great. Overlord fairy. Cool. Now all of a sudden we got a fairy. I don't know what they're going to do. But all I do know is that you know what's a more interesting question? Everybody's assuming. What is this Overlord that we've been spending all our money and time on? What team is this going to buff? You know, I heard, Tank Squad. This will be the Tank Squad. Okay, very interesting. This is Tank Squad. Does it not look like he has a lot of missiles? Because he's carrying around a missile pack and he's got missiles on his back. So we're sitting here assuming, I keep hearing everybody say gorilla because he's on the ground. It makes sense that he would be some kind of for a tank squad. I think he looks more like a missile squad. Either way, that's a conversation people are having. trying to figure out what he's even going to buff. Like, because I imagine at some point these overlords, when we have all three of them, they're going to buff a team. That's how they're going to get money out of you. You're going to be like, oh, I already spent money on the gorilla. I'm not going to spend money on the next one that comes out. Oh, okay, you're not? Well, what's your main team? My main team's air. Well, what's your second team? Oh, it's way behind. It's tank. Okay, here's to let you know, our new overlord will buff your air 20%. Damn it, now I got to spend money. That's how they get you. That's what I mean. Sammy, that's what I'm saying. So the gorilla is likely tank. I understand that. I'm just saying the dude carries around a crap ton of missiles. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. Maybe he is tank. It makes sense or whatever. Nobody said anything yet. It's not like it says anywhere on here that there's a buff or this is a tank buff or this is for your tank squad. It doesn't say that anywhere yet. So all I'm saying is this dude's carrying around a lot of friggin' missiles. And I got a missile team. So they align. That's all. I don't know. I don't know what he's going to be for. But again, what I am telling you is for you to walk around and pretend like you're not going to spend money on the next overlord, go find a mirror in your house right now. Go find a mirror and talk to it and tell yourself that you're not going to spend the money, because you got to talk a real conversation. When they say that, whatever that overlord buffs your air unit, you will spend money. If you spend money today anyway. If you're free to play, you're not going to spend money. If you're a low spender, I'll tell you, whatever you spent on this dumb gorilla, you will spend on that dumb phoenix or whatever the overlord that comes out that buffs your air. As soon as they tell you it adds a 20% buff or some kind of secret thing just for your air, and that's the team it needs to be used for, you will build it. You will build that thing. So keep that in mind. Go save your pennies right now. And by the way, because of that, this is if you have an air unit, and you're a low spender, I've told this to a couple people already, Death Wolf and everybody else. If you have that, this is going to be for missile or tank. I don't know which, but what it's not going to be for is air. This is not for air. Okay, I think we agree. Unless you think that missile pack in the back is going to help him fly. This is not going to be for air. So what I would say is store up whatever universal shards you get for this gorilla, because when the next one comes out, you're not going to be interested in upgrading it. So start saving the shards now. Start saving the universal skills now. If it doesn't have a gorilla picture on it, I would save it. I mean, even for me, like we've talked about this actually for the heroes. I have all these gorilla shards. I can't use them. My gorilla is maxed out. So either they're going to make my gorilla to have more levels so I could use more shards, or they're going to allow me to turn this into universal shards or something, which, probably more likely. But here's my universal shards. I'm going to say this is what yours should start looking like. Start saving them up because you don't care about the gorilla. There's a new one coming out. We know it's going to come out. I don't know when, but we know it's going to. Because again, we put those three things together, right? About the history, the money, blah, blah, blah. So they're going to come out with another one. So this has a picture of a gorilla on it. This has a picture of a gorilla on it. So maybe they get away with stuff. This has a picture of gorilla on it. So maybe they get away with specific bond badges for gorillas and everything else. I will tell you, what does this say though? What is this called? Which again shows you there's going to be another one. Because why would they have to come out with something called Universal Overlord Shard if it wasn't for the gorilla? You only have one overlord. I have that. It's called the Gorilla Overlord Shard. Why would I need something called the Universal Shard if it wasn't going to be used for something else? Right? Again, pieces to put together, common sense stuff. You don't know when, but if you're not, this thing is not going to be for your air. So start saving. Start storing them away like acorns. Stop upgrading your gorilla. Only upgrade your gorilla with your gorilla shards, and you keep your universal shards close to your chest. Don't just give them away. Don't just upgrade the gorilla over and over again. That's all. What do you got here for me, Sammy? I did something super unconventional. I went from air to tank. Hey, Sammy, I like it. I like the thought. Okay. It buffs tanks. You went from air to tank. It buffs tanks. There was another channel that showed that Kim's EW skill activated with the Overlord and four other tanks. That skill requires 5 tanks in squad. Interesting. Another challenge, Kim's EW skill activated with the Overlord and 4 other tanks. Well, I'd buy it because I never use tank. Where does it show that, Sammy? I don't show anything. Her skills are exclusive weapon. You said exclusive weapon skill. That skill requires five tanks. What skill? What skill requires 5 tanks? Hurt. Kimberly has. Oh, because it says 5 stacks. Is that what they're getting out of that? I mean, and I'm not saying it's not, by the way. I don't know that it is. It is. It is. And I haven't seen any information. I'm still not really seeing any information that validates that. So, I'd love to know that. That's great. That's great if they put those two together to figure that out. I just don't see it. Hey, apron. See, you know how close that was. Is that supposed to? Why is there a P in there? You almost had me call you Aaron, because that's what I was thinking. It was Aaron, and then I saw a P in there. I'm like, what? Wait a minute. He's apron. Apron. I like the Aaron. Hold on, my friend. Glad to have you in. I listen. All that's been said from the beginning, and it wouldn't make sense, right? That your tank squad early on is Gorilla. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe again, everything that we've talked about is pointed to the Gorilla originally being there, except for the fact the dude walks around with way too many missiles. That's all I'm saying. Hey, Ron, why are you retracting your message? Okay. Let's see what the season is. Play on words name. Apron. Okay. Apron, I got you. All good, my man. We got Meteor. Man, we got a lot of fighting we're gonna have. So we got Desert Brawl against 91 Ty. That's just fun. Then we got 70. We're going to 74. Somebody knew. How did somebody know this before? It's people from 74 that I know. They were messaging me. Yeah. Ramp. Hey, who messaged me? You said the other day too. I forgot who it was. Somebody messaged me the other day. They were like, "Hey, we're fighting in Meteorite." I'm like, "Oh, we are? I didn't know." So 167, 127. I'll be doing again. I'm going to ask everybody free to play how it went last time. Our little protection mode there, the Operation Protection Corner. See if everybody liked it. If they do, I'll keep doing it. If not, then I'll just start battling everybody, and I'll go back to just worrying about getting all my stuff. And if it doesn't help, then it doesn't help. Let's see what else we got rolling in here. Anything new for season 5? I'm sure. Again, these previews. I gotta be honest with you. These previews are just brutal. Nothing. I mean, every single day, guys. I'm just saying. Like, look at the first one. Commanders will venture into a brand new region, the Golden Wasteland. We knew all this. We knew all of this by the preview that we got. The Warzone Outpost, the Central Mining. This didn't really tell us anything. Then you're gonna have the banks and the trade. We talked about the bank strongholds already. We went in depth in the detail. And now hero promotion, exclusive weapon arrives. Brand new exclusive weapon has arrived as promised. Now Venom also earns a promotion in his homeland. Now somebody said early on to me that but they better steer clear of the top. Fair enough, Ram. They better stay clear of the top right corner. That is a fair comment. Because we will be guarding it like nobody's business. I will die in that top right corner. Somebody said Venom's getting an exclusive weapon. Now I only have that from a rumor. Somebody said I have not read anything here. I don't know if it was on the official Discord, if they said that, if that was said. I don't know. I didn't see that. I often like to be surprised by some of this stuff that the game releases instead of like searching through the archives trying to find some kind of like little tidbit of information to get ahead of the game. So I'm not really the one that's seeking out all the secret data to drop, but somebody said it, but I haven't seen any info to know that Venom is getting one or not. I know he's the UR hero. That was very clear. That was being upgraded. So that was very interesting when we said he was getting a exclusive weapon, because I think like that kind of threw everybody out of whack. But nonetheless, this is a very important season 5 for a lot of people that are playing this game. Man, so much hinges on these exclusive weapons. It changes everything we've been talking about for so long. What person, what team you should be using, what squad you should be building, where you should be going. I mean, if Morrison's weapon is like lights out, like what happens if here's an even more interesting one. What happens if Stetman's weapon is so strong he's stronger than Kim? Think about where that puts us. If that gorilla is supposed to be buff and tank, we already know Williams' exclusive weapon was so strong. We already know how good Kim and Marshall together are. Teamed now with a Stetman exclusive weapon? What the heck, guys? I don't know what to tell you. Like that puts us in an awkward position for those of us that have not been even looking at tanks. And then you look at Morrison, right? We think we know all about this tanks, the air squads, where we talk about Murphy and we got Sarah, we got all this stuff. Morrison is a big monkey wrench in all of this, all the sandbox, everything we've been looking for. I got to re-sandbox everything with Morrison now with this exclusive weapon. That thing's killer. I don't know. Changes now maybe some missile people and how missile people are handling it to look at air. If Morrison is that strong. And Fiona, I can't tell you how long everybody's been overlooking Fiona. I mean, just like everybody looks past Fiona. So, I don't know. We'll see what these weapons are and what they're going to do. But I'm telling you, there is a lot for the people earlier in the season 1, season 2, season 3. A lot hinges on season 5 for earlier people playing in this game to figure out their strategy and what they're going to do. But it also hinges on the people that are currently playing in season 5 and what we're going to do moving forward after season 5. Like, what team are we really going to focus on? And what makes the most sense? Especially if a new Overlord is coming out. Like, what makes the most sense? So, yeah, there's a lot hinging on this stuff. I haven't heard anything about this exclusive weapon for Venom, and to be dead honest with you, I don't put much stock into Venom. I mean, so far we've had all of these UR heroes come out, and Sarah has been the first one that I've even used. I've seen people use Scarlet. I've seen Scarlet in there, and we've also seen like Sarah clearly in people's lineup, a ton in people's lineup, which makes total sense. People lineup probably not as much of the Scarlet stuff. I don't see a ton of tank squads to begin with at our level at this point, so that would be rule number one why you're not seeing as many. But really, like Mason, I don't see anybody running around with a lot of Masons in their lineup. So he was UR hero a long time ago. So UR hero like makes the 4th team kind of useful, makes somewhat these folks a little bit useful, but honestly, without an exclusive weapon, they're still kind of like an afterthought. Like with your total team getting exclusive weapons. Like even when Scarlet's used because people are putting Murphy into a mixed squad. It's not because they wouldn't rather have Murphy in the lineup. It's because they're throwing Murphy into a mixed squad. So, or they're throwing Williams into a mixed squad, or, somebody, or Marshall's being put into a mixed squad. So, we're moving people around, and that's why that's happening, where all of a sudden you're trying to take from these other UR heroes. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going to come. I don't put much stock in the fact that Venom is going to be there. I think everybody universally kind of agrees that it stinks that it's a missile person, because now it throws our whole squad out of whack. We could have had, if you gave us a tank or you gave us another chopper, we could have had a full team of UR heroes. Now you're giving us a missile? What am I going to do with that? If it's not like exclusive weapon. I already know now you're giving me 5 exclusive weapons on missile. So if you're going to give me Venom 2, is that really like Sarah became useful because Morrison doesn't have a exclusive weapon yet? But when Morris has an exclusive weapon, honestly, Sarah's probably kicked it, unless Morrison's weapon is brutal. Sarah's probably going to get kicked to the curb. She's probably kicking back to the 4th squad. Not going to use it. So anyway, I just think a lot strategically is riding on this season. So, and that's just a little bit of itself, not to mention the awesomeness of season 5 to begin with. But you know, just a lot going on there for this stuff. So, what do you got, my man? Deadpool, what do you got? Devs messed up and did a fix to the text after people saw it. For to the text after people saw, what was that? What was that, Deadpool? The Venom's exclusive weapon? And did it fix it? Or are you back to when we were talking about the Kim with the 5 for the Overlord? Is that what you're talking about? They fixed the text now? It said it before, somebody exposed it, saw it, and then they fixed it? Is that what you're talking about? I think that's what he's talking about. I think when we were back talking about the exclusive weapon for Kim, he said somewhere in here there was some kind of something that gave it away that this is for the gorilla, and they fixed it once you saw that. I don't know why. I don't know why you got to hide that. I don't know, like, you know what I mean? It's one of the most craziest things to me. Like why you want to keep that a big secret. Like you came out with universal Overlord charts. It says it's a universal Overlord chart. There has to be more Overlords that you're talking about. So, you know what I mean? Like, I get it. People don't know, then they just spend on the gorilla and they get power. I got to tell you, you could have came out and been honest with everybody and told everybody that this Overlord was only for tanks to begin with. You could have came out and actually said that. People would have still paid money and built on it because it's given power. People like how much power the gorilla gives, whether it's fake or whether it's not. People like to have their power number be higher, even if it's fake power. They like to see that it's, you know, hey, I'm no longer, 50 million. Now I'm 58 million, 60 million. It worked. That was their whole point of doing it. It worked. It absolutely worked. And so to think people wouldn't have spent money on it is crazy. It's crazy. Of course they would have spent money on it. They would have saw everybody else running around with 8, 10 extra million of gorilla power, and they would have went and spent money on it. Because they didn't have a choice. That was the quickest way for them to gain power. It's the cheapest way and quickest way for them to gain power fast. So of course people would have done it. I mean, there's no need that you wouldn't have had to say it. Let's see. Hey Ron, you've been using promoted Violet in my tank squad since the beginning. Okay, big fan. I think she's underrated due to her being a defensive hero, but if you check out the battle cards, she's also a big damage dealer. The battle cards are her skills. Are you using battle cards? Did you just use poor choice of words to say battle cards? Because you make me think like you're actually using battle cards somehow in unison with her. That's making her more powerful. Or were you talking about the skills? I don't know which you were referring to. I do agree. I mean, she definitely buffs the tank team. I don't think that she's underrated or maybe overlooked. Porcho. Okay, yep. Okay, I figured that's all good. Porcho. I'm talking about when you look at the battle stats after you fight someone. Got you. Yeah, I keep hearing that too. But the question remains. Like, who are you using her instead of? Like, are you just taking Stetman out of the lineup? It seems like Tank wouldn't provide enough power if you took Tank out of the lineup. I mean, Stetman out of the lineup. So who are you using for 5 tank if you don't have her? Because the problem is you already don't have an exclusive weapon for Stetman. I can't imagine you want to take Williams and Murphy out of your lineup with their exclusive weapons, especially how well Williams' exclusive weapon has been received at level 30. So maybe you're referring to it from a point of view if you're using it early on, when before Williams had an exclusive weapon, or before you had Murphy's exclusive weapon, or even upgraded their exclusive weapons, then maybe it makes a lot of sense to use her as what she is, as her buffs. It would seem like the exclusive weapons kind of shrink some of that advantage down, though. of what you would gain. So I think it's probably that place, maybe, offering a place similar like Sarah, right? We're talking about Sarah with Air. Makes sense. You put him in without Morrison right now, but when you start putting the exclusive weapon in the conversation, Sarah doesn't really play as big of a role. So I'm thinking maybe Scarlet the same sense. It does clearly allows you to move her around, move like other people around into a mix squad. We saw that with one of the VIP 18s in 3v3. I don't think anybody else is using it here. It's always good. We don't have a lot of VIP 18s in this 3v3. So CDF isn't using you got Sarah using Sarah. That allows, and then Carly's moving over here. Looks like Morrison is gone. When we look at Hulk has Sarah with his thing. He's got Murphy. He's put Murphy over here, and he is using Adam, and he's got Lucius with his missiles. Okay, so that's interesting. That's how Tank's rolling. Hulk's rolling. And then King is the same thing. I don't see anything Scarlet related here. He's not using it either. He's got the Murphy with Tank. Yeah, he's Mr. Tank Man here. So this is interesting, right? So if you look here, his whole main is 73.8. This is a main tank person. And I would look at his team as kind of like a high, like at one point, White Chocolate was very high spender. I think he's kind of calmed down a little bit on the spending. But clearly, you could tell he was high spending at some point. He's got a 73.8 squad. At this point, you're in Season 5. You got 73.8 squad. I think we all agree. You're spending, right? I mean, come on. Let's be honest. So 73.8 million. And he's using a full tank squad for his main. That's what he's rolling with. So I would think, probably the best lineup that you can put out there if that's his tanks his bread and butter. But I don't have another UR defense tank hero, so no, not Stetman, but Williams would be who to use instead. But I got him late and never did. Okay, you're talking. Got you. So you're early in the game. That's very interesting. I like that. So early in the game, that's a great strategy. So maybe like after Season 1, right? Season 1, because first UR hero is it Mason? Mason's the first one? I don't even remember. I got to look back at the seasons to get that charted out for me. So I remember the two. But I remember it was Mason I thought was first. And so then Scarlet. So then you're using Scarlet instead. That's interesting. Well, I'm running that sandboxing right now and using her. And you can see I got her most of her stats up. So I will let you know. I will show you how well she does, no matter what, in the stats for this. Because I have this maxed out, which is it reduces the damage taken by this here on one adjacent by 24%. That's pretty cool. And then she's granting a shield equal to 6% of Scarlet's max hit points for 9 seconds. So that's pretty cool if you put it on somebody adjacent. Maybe think like Kim. That's pretty cool. If you got it over here, increases this hero's defense by 70% during the battle and enhances the defense of one adjacent by 37.5%. So whoever you are putting her next to, they're getting this buff of 37.5%, and they're getting this buff of 24%, plus she's granting it 6% of her max hit points. So her max hit points for 9 seconds. So they're clearly the person next to them. If you want to make them powerful, that's a hell of a way to do it. What'd you say there? Yes, Mason, then Violet, then Sarah. So Scarlet. So you're saying Scarlet was first, then Mason, then Violet, then Sarah. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see because clearly there's value here. If you put the light gear on and you put her next to somebody, that's value. Let me ask you a question. Do you use her as a defensive battle? So let's throw her in here to see how. I'm going to show you guys how this works with her because it shows you similar to Mason. When you use her, it shows you the person that she's buffing. So let me show you when you put in Scarlet. So here's your lineup. So let's take somebody out, right? And let's put her in. So see, it shows you who she's buffing right here, right? So this makes sense here. If she's here, it's this person. And so to me, it would make sense if you were buffing Kim. But I'd love to know who you are buffing. There you are. Like who? I've been using Sarah since day one also because she's a support hero like Marshall. Yep. Fun strange fact, no, you are a support hero for Missile hero is either defense or attack hero only. Gotcha. Yeah. 100%. 100%. And I mean, it makes sense. If you're not developing your other hero, you're not spending a lot, and you're not developing your other heroes, then it certainly makes sense that you would use a support hero on on air, like Sarah, because you're not spending. Do you use, when you're using Scarlet, are you buffing Kim? Because that would be my best guess. You would buff Kim, right? Because then you'd be buffing Kim with Marshall and Scarlet. Well, defensively, you would be supporting Kim, not buffing her. But you would be supporting her with that buff. Marshall's buffing her offense, which is phenomenal. So you would have two people, I would imagine. You're having two people buff Kim, right? Is that how you're using Scarlet? Hey, Chicken Charlie. Good to have you, man. Oh, Scarlet was after Violet. Oh, okay. Oh, well, then she's way out. Making a UR hero. Yeah. Either way, I'd be interested to know how you were using it. This makes the most sense to me. To buff Kim. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't want to put that on Kim because Kim's the bread and butter of tank. Same, like you got to keep Marshall alive. That's why I say one of my things that I'm going to be developing is do that. No, I never use Scarlet, but not against it. Oh, okay. You're not. I thought you said you were using it. Using her. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna try it and just see because I think it makes the most sense to buff Kim. I don't think why I would want to keep. The only other one that would make sense to buff from a defensive perspective, I guess, is really Marshall. Like if I want to buff Marshall, because keeping Marshall alive keep my attack centered on whoever I'm going after, and is buffing Kim in this battle. So really, from a defensive perspective, if I have top gear on Kim and I have top gear on Marshall, I always see Marshall's dying first in the attacks. But if I can keep him alive, it would be very interesting to see that. I think the only problem is probably keeping Scarlet alive is my biggest concern, to be honest with you. Yeah, anyway, it'll be interesting to see the difference between these two. It'll also be interesting to see when I do this, and then I update Williams exclusive to 30, the difference between 29 with all of these things that we run, and then put Williams at 30 and compare the difference between the two to see how much wider the gap becomes, how that works. So. Oh, 100%. Yeah, I made a video on the air unit. You should go check it out. Sarah's buffs are wild. There's no doubt. Sarah's awesome. And when Sarah does that with the T11s, it was even crazy. So, yeah, I agree with you there. Let's see. Chick Charlie. I'm not sure if it's smart to switch right before season 5 starts, but I switched. You switched to tank. Okay. I'm 78% done with tank mastery. I was missile previous. The troop loss was too much for invading zombies. I was just talking about that tonight. That makes total sense with the zombies because I was just saying that if tank would have been the best thing to use for killing zombies. If I had that from the battle report I was looking at earlier, 100% the team to use is clearly missile. I mean, sorry, is tank. I'm using missile too, and it's like I'm getting slaughtered because it doesn't make any sense because there's 4 tank in here, so I'm playing missile. I'm gonna get killed, but either way, like I'm not gonna sit here. I'm gonna lose anyway. So I was like, what's the difference if I put my air in here, and then I'm gonna kill a little bit more, but yeah, so that makes sense. Yeah, no, I was basically reiterating that though. That's 100% what I was saying. I totally can understand. Change. That's a hell of a move, though. To change right before season 5, Charlie. That's a move. You're gonna have missile. You must not be working on your air at all. You must be killing off your air. And you're gonna have a strong tank and then a strong missile for your number 2. So that makes sense. Marshall is interesting as a defensive character, but in the back row, due to how one of his skills is to give the front row extra boost defense. Yeah, Marshall's. I could tell you in the back row, that targeting skill of his is freaking incredible. It's so that's one of the reasons I've been able to beat that guy that we've been talking about. Sammy's victim. That's how we've been able to beat Sammy's victim to begin with, because I was able to target his Swift. What's interesting, Sammy would like to know though. So I did do something that Sammy was talking about to try it out. It worked good. By the way, let's take another see if we see Sammy's victim out here so we can do a live attack on him. I don't see Sammy's victim out here. Nope, don't see it. So, what's interesting is, so with Poe, I've been battling Poe here. And when I was battling Poe, he's very similar to me, 77.4 to 77.5. And when I attacked him, instead of having my Marshall across with Swift, I moved Marshall to attack Tesla. Sammy wanted to see that. So I was saying, you know what? In this battle, I'm going to move it across, and I'm going to have Marshall attack Tesla. And it worked. It worked quite well, Sammy. You'll be happy to know. I won anyway. I think I could beat him either way. But listen, he took out. He did his job. He takes out Tesla. Right there immediately. That targeting skill for Marshall is so friggin' awesome. But takes him out. Takes Tesla out pretty quickly. And then it starts to work on Swift. And here's the thing that gets you. Swift manages to stay alive with that sliver to deliver that one more shot of those missiles. When Swift's able to deliver those missiles, you just have him hang on with that, even that little sliver of power. Man, it makes all the difference. So you can see here that, he got taken out. His Tesla right away. His Tesla's not able to do much damage here at all. 13.2 million. Because he gets walloped out. Usually, Tesla's damage is around what Swift's damage is. Probably mine you could see right here. Tesla did 39 million and Swift did 22.9. Now, also, Swift does a lot of damage here because Swift dies quite earlier in the battle. So Tesla's able to continue on and do damage. So that's clearly one of the difference makers there of why. But in any case. Just a point that I made, Sammy, there, that targeting Tesla. So we'll wait for your victim to do the rest of the report. Correct. Tank number 1, missile number 2. Yeah, Charlie. That's a heck of a move. Sir. Yes, sir. I love it. So Hulk keeps running our train. Going up. By the way, a couple updates that came out that were pretty interesting. I'm not sure if you guys caught them or saw them. They made a difference. So one of the things is the attack. So I'll run an attack real quick. Let me see if anybody has any zombies I can kill. One of the updates that the game had. I will just do this to see if you guys saw. Zombie invasion. Do we have any to kill? New rewards. I like my new rewards. By the way, in the trade store, we haven't talked about the trade store a lot and how we spend our bucks here on buying stuff. My strategy. So I had I think 13,000 to spend, something like that. I ended up getting, and what I like to do when you have a lot to spend is I like to get my biggest bang for my buck when I spend in the loot store here. So I could just spend it all on, you can spend it all on 50 Valor badges for 10,000, right? But it's only 50 badges and you use your whole wad on just the 50. It doesn't seem like good enough value for me. Same with the gears. Like, you're only getting 50 of them, and it's 10,000. And so I'm like, that's basically blowing my whole wad on like one of those items. So instead, what I was able to do, and like I think like 12,000, what I was able to do is I'm able to get all the speed ups on all three of these. I'm able to get all these speed ups. I'm able to get all the purple boxes, all the blue boxes, all the level 5 components, all the gorilla gear, all the gorilla stuff here, plus the stamina, plus all the tickets, plus the exclusives for that same amount of money that I'm spending here for the loot. I'm able to clear all those things out. So, I know the hot ticket item that people like to go to, gold, because they don't get a lot of gold, so they like this, to like this one, to get gold, which is 10,000 for, 20 of the gold, which, I mean, makes sense when you need gold that bad, right? It's like 60 million for gold. You do everything you can to get the gold. So, I mean, I get it. I don't doubt it. Like, you're not going to spend on resources and you need gold desperately for the tech and whatever. I totally understand that. But just saying, like, the purple ones, you're like, this is a lot to use on the purple ones is 8,000. That's not worth it. It's just, I don't know. I just don't think that's worth it for 50. Like, you get these purple all the time. So I wouldn't spend it. So anyway, what I would do is take a look at getting the biggest bang for your buck on these things, and look at how many of the purple ones, man. You really get a lot of purple. I got a bunch of those purples. So yeah, I would do purple. Who is coming? Who the heck was that? Is somebody coming after me? Someone trying to get on here? Oh, Vader. Oh, Vader. What are you doing? Oh, because you want me to pay attention to you? I posted Fiona Weapon. He targets me. He targets me, so I open up my chat. How about this guy? The nerve, Vader. The nerve. You posted Fiona Weapon info in Season 5 Discord channel. Okay, let me go take a look. Somebody asked in the YouTube videos why I build my stamina like this. Because basically the game gives me free stamina. I'm never getting the free stamina that the game gives me. So you're correct. I've been doing it this way for so darn long. Yeah, I know, right? Hey, Aaron, the guys get my attention over here, making my screen go right. I don't remember. You'd have to remind me. Even I don't remember like what's the max stamina even that the game gives you. I don't even remember anymore. What is it? 120? Is it 3? Is it 300? 350? I don't even remember. I don't remember what it does. I know when you're under it, the game gives you for free, but only to a max. It only gives you to a certain amount. And I forget what that is, but it's not very high. It's like 320. And then it tells you you're maxed out, and then you got to go use it to lower it, and then you raise it again. I don't play that game. I'm not using a ton of stamina through the week to begin with. So what I do is I load up on my stamina through the free stamina, the 50 stamina. Yeah, see, 120. That's absurd. So what I do is I load up on it. I'll buy it and I'll stack this up. So by the time I get to kill event, I'm already over 1,000. That's stacked in here, and that's done two things for me. One, I'm not like the game is going to cap you at 120 anyway, so I'm getting way more value out of maxing my stamina, keep going, and making my stamina climb than just get the free stamina the game is going to give me. Because in order to get that free stamina, I have to keep it under 120, which means you have to perpetually fight in your area. And if you're not in Gold Zombie Week, what are you using it for? Are you just going and plundering people? Maybe if you're in server fighting a lot, then that makes a lot of sense. But at this stage of the game, it didn't make that in 400 days ago. It didn't make sense to do that. So what I do is I like to build it as much as I can, because what that prevents me from doing in the week, even if I wanted to go kill gold zombies right now, what it prevents me from doing is dipping into my stash. I'm not touching my big boxes of 50 and my big boxes of 10. So people wonder, how do you end up with so many of these 50s and 10s, right? How do you end up with so many of them? Well, I end up with so many of them because I'm not touching them. I don't go into them. I stash all my stamina throughout the week. I keep building until I have this big pile of stamina that I'm not touching. And then by the time the kill event and different things start, I'm using a crap ton of that before I'm even going in and digging into this stash. So oftentimes this stash keeps building and building and building and building, and then you just end up where I am today. So it's that's why I haven't done this. And again, I told this story before. I forgive me if you've already heard it before, but for those who have not, and like the person in the chat who brought this up, I felt early on. I had one time where I ran out of stamina early in my career of Last War, and I just vowed that would never happen again. I felt completely useless when I ran out of stamina. Stamina is not something you can easily get and buy. Even if you have money, you want to throw money in and just try to find a bunch of stamina, you can't. You can't do it. At least you couldn't back in the day. Did they put it in a weekly? I could not find stamina. I couldn't build stamina. I was a completely useless human being, and I hated it. And I don't know, do they sell stamina now? They didn't used to, so I don't know. Oh, they do now. They never used to sell it. They never used to sell stamina. I don't know when they started doing this, but I obviously haven't had to look for 400 days for it to know if they did it. What is that? So they're selling it. Okay, so you can still, so at least you can fight. But what are you looking at? Even if I spend, let's say, a couple $100, what are you getting? Like 10, 20, then we give 30, then 40, 70. Then what are you getting? Like 80. So maybe you're going to get 100, maybe 150s, I guess. So it'll keep you going at least, I guess. Always keep under 120 and build your inventory. Then if you're like me, you can blow 10K on gold zombies and gold bosses, which helps with my gold zombie. Yeah, listen, I'm able to go on, because I've now strategized and done it the way I did it now, I can get as many golds. I can sit here and kill gold zombies until Friday and not run out of stamina. Like I have, and this is after killing 1,000 zombies. By the way, I pissed away how much doing this. Oh, somebody went ahead of me. I didn't even know that we were still able to move this. I didn't realize. So I'll have to get on top of that. I mean, if this is going to go all season long, then I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I'll be able to kill as many zombies as I want. There's no way I'm going to sit here, run out of the 120, and then let the game give me the 120 again, and then go back to do that, and then get to 120 again. No, I don't have time for that. I don't have patience for that. I don't want to run out of stamina. When I'm in the mood to kill somebody, and I'm attacking you, I have no time to sit here and wait and be like, oh, I can't kill you now, because I need my stamina to recover. I'll be back. You keep this anger going. I will be back to see you in about 30 minutes. No, not going to happen. Not going to happen. I need to be able to fight as just for an hour straight if I need to. So, I won't do it. Oh, no doubt gold zombies rewards are incredible. That's how I know I'll be able to catch this person, because I'm going to be killing gold zombies pretty soon. The same way that I already killed all these, I'll be killing gold zombies pretty soon. And I'll be catching this person. So, that's coming up. I will kill a boatload of them. But yeah, I agree. I don't do it that way. I'm sure some people do to get the 120. Well, especially don't forget. What do we got here? Wow, what is all this reward upgrading going on? I don't know what all this. We already knew this. Oh, I do like this. This train's pretty good here. Look at this cart. 30, 24, and 1. Oh, I got distracted. I was going to tell you guys the game upgrade. So one of the upgrades that's pretty cool. Don't know if you saw it, but anybody who runs a train, if you're the special guest, what used to have to happen is when you run a train, you pick a special guest. That special guest then gets to pick 2 carts. In order to get to 2 carts, it automatically selects the first one here and the second one here. If you want to change it to these 2, you have to count on the person who's running the train to do that for you. You have to actually message them and say, hey, I'll take cart 3 and 4. And then they have to go in here, and then they have to click on those 2 boxes. If they get busy or they forget, you get stuck with these 2 boxes as a special guest because they didn't change them for you. So the change was, now, what they allow the person who picks the special guest, is to allow the special guest to control what carts they pick. So the special guest can pick the carts instead. It's actually a pretty big upgrade for those who run the train or who are special guests that suffer from myself accidentally going into work meetings and then not coming back and seeing which cart to change you to. Yes, I have been guilty of that. Yes, my team knows I have done that before. I apologize. Work calls, and then I get dragged away. It is what it is, folks. But anyway, that was one of the upgrades that they did. I thought that was pretty cool. Then the second upgrade they did, and this is what I was looking for, something to fight. There's 115 in here. Let me see if there's anything in the world chat to fight. Anything? No. I'll go. I have to go find one myself. Steal somebody's. Maybe I can just get a Doom out here that just takes a long ride. First rewards though. I can't kill it 280. I can't kill it 270. Let's see. Let me find one. Here. All right, whatever. I want one farther away though, so I have time. Come on, where are they? 140 and 120. I mean, I don't mind sacrificing, but first kill bonus and getting a crappy Doom is not something I like to do. It's the principle of the matter, folks. It's a bad example. All right, I'll do a 240 instead of a 260. I'll do a 240 for intensive here. Okay. Let me have my team quickly fill this. And then I will go to Discord for Vader and check out his information that he dropped for Fiona's exclusive. We'll see what he got there, and then we'll go. But here's what they ended up doing. So if one of the updates they did, if you swipe left now, if you hold it and swipe left on this, oh, we just did it, and now it won't do it. Oh, I guess it's before it runs. Okay, that's why I did it. So you can cancel this if you start the rally, if you have it up here, and once it goes, you're stuck. But if it's over here, the rally's pending. If you click on this, hold it, and swipe left, it gives you the option to cancel. Let me see if I can do one on the slide that no one's paying attention. Now that that's my first kill, I don't really care which one I get. All right, so this one here. We got a 170 up here. So if I do this here, and now you see this rally up, if I swipe left, see? I can X out now from here. Never could do that before. That was one of their updates they just installed to like quickly disable thing. Before, if you wanted to cancel, you'd have to go into the actual rally over here and actually cancel it, and that's the only way to do it. So that's a quick little thing that you can click here and go left. That was one of their updates. There was another update that was in here. That was one of their November 5th updates. What was the other one I'm missing? Oh, yeah, you can edit a message now. So before, you can just recall messages. And now what they allow you to do is you can edit the message that you go to recall if you want. Just a thing to recall. It seems kind of cool. If you wrote a long message that you try to recall, it now lets you edit it. So you don't have to waste your time doing it. I have done that before. Where, like, if you spell something wrong, and you got to recall and rewrite the whole thing. So it certainly makes sense to redo that. So those are 3 things that they added in the game to make it a little bit better. I do think that the rally thing is kind of cool. Thing for them to add. All right, let's see where did you put it in the Discord? He said he puts it in the Discord. Let's see where he put the Vader. Maybe put it in Season 5. That would make the most sense. Vader, where did you put it? I don't see it, Vader. Or did you send it to me personally? No. Did you put it in our community? Where are you hiding it? Season 5. Ah, there he is. Good man. You put it in the WWC community. All right. I know where you got it from, but maybe it's in. Maybe they announced it. So here is the. Oh, she looks pretty. She looks pretty badass, huh? I must say that. That's pretty. That's pretty cool. Hey, man, Cub. Love back at you. Love back at you, sir. Appreciate you. Appreciate you coming in. Man, Cub Poe. Man, Cub Poe. What's your game? Do I know you in a game? Man, Cub Poe. Sounds like no. All right, so let's see. What is the exclusive weapon we have here? So we have Atomic. But by the way, she looks pretty cool. Fiona looks pretty badass, I must say. Must say. I like it. I like it. Oh, it looks like the gorilla, by the way. It must be for tank. I'm just joking. Oh, I'm such a kidder. Atomic Blast. Let's see. Buffs applied by hero. Buffs provided by hero skills. Dispel order. Reduced physical damage taken. Defense boost. Attack speed up. Energy damage boost. Counter attack. Then other buffs. Okay. The details are in Atomic Blast. Attack all enemies dealing physical damage equal to 836% of the attack and dispelling a total of 2 stacks of buffs applied by heroes. Does she have that? I can't see that yet on her, right? So does she have any skills? Let's see what her skills are today. Her actual skills. Does she have anything? No. Dealing physical damage equal fire rock to all enemies. Boost physical damage. And fire and aircraft dealing physical damage equal. Boy, her skills are brutal. They're just straight damage dealer skills. Okay. So, I mean, refreshing that, I would expect her to be straight damage dealer skills. Attack all enemies dealing physical damage equal to this of the attack and dispelling a total of 2 stacks of buffs applied by heroes. Okay, and this is buffs applied by heroes. Now I understand. Okay. So so it's equal to attack, and then it's dispelling a total of 2 stacks of this. And then buffs applied by heroes is buffs provided by heroes, dispel order, reduce physical damage taken, defense boost. Okay, gotcha. Okay, it clearly damage dealer stuff again. She's a straight damage dealer, so this makes total sense. I mean, it again is playing around with her damage dealing. Okay. Cool. That's her first skill there. To go. Oh no, here's her first skill that you're gonna get from unlocking it. So it looks like attack one enemy dealing physical damage equal to 474% of the attack and applying 1 I mean, straight damage. Like, so right away I'm thinking you don't have a buff for Missile, because if you can buff her, all this damage that she's upping, this is crazy damage she's doing. My God, everything is straight damage. Deals physical damage equal to 5% of Fiona's attack every second for 20 seconds. The maximum stacks an enemy can have is the number of missile vehicle heroes in Fiona's squad times 2, up to 10 stacks. Damn. Okay. That's still a lot. Okay, that's her 1 and her 2. So that's if you get it to 10. Now, what if I get it to, here's to 20. So if we get it to 20, we're going to get boost all your missile. Oh, she becomes the buff. Boost all your missile vehicle heroes' attack, defense, and hit points by 7.5%. Damn. That's awesome. That's like having a tactic card to 7%. Damn. That is freaking cool, man. That's good. That's strong. That's strong. That's only a 20, by the way. You can get her to 20 and get that. Wow. That's really good. That's a no-brainer right there. Okay. And to get her to 30, here comes the big whop. Let's see what this one is. For every 20 stacks of damage over time, debuffs on all enemies, Fiona's skill dispels 1 additional buff stack, up to 5 buff stacks. Wow, so that goes back to the original buff stack, the debuffing. So for every 20 stacks of her damage over time, she does buffs on all enemies. Skill dispels 1 additional buff stack up to 5 buffs. So all I can say on this though, the only thing, this is great. You have to keep her alive. You have to keep her alive so you can get your stacks, which is the same with her. Is this her? Where was her second? I think it was her second one. Yeah. So in this spot, she can do a total of 2 stacks buffs applied. So yeah. So what I would say is what you really want to do is focus. It's going to be hard to get to level 30 because we don't even know. Like I wasn't able to do Morrison on here yet, right? So hey, Vader, we need Morrison. I'm just playing. Like Vader's out there talking with the devs, getting stuff. But I appreciate you, Vader. Thank you very much. Thank you for being in the community. Always a big fan. I love that guy. Yeah, so you got to keep her alive. But when you think about this, like you don't know what Morrison's going to have, and if you're saving your universal shards to not spend, you're going to be able to get her up to 10. So you can get her up to 10 here. I would say now, if you're Missile, now knowing this, whatever shards you have and whatever you can get right now, from my perspective that I have, like I think I saved up like already 15. I don't even know what I have saved. I saved I saved a bunch of universal shards for that very reason, and I have 1600 right now. So what my plan was is I wanted to get one of them to 20 and the other one to 20, like Morris or whatever. I was hoping I could get to 2000 universal shards. However, what I will say is, like, now it is a priority to get Fiona to level 20 to get her to 20. If you're a Missile Squad, you have to during the season. That is, you're going to have 7.5% plus your tactic cards. If you put both of those on stacks and you stack it, that's 14% from your attack cards. Plus, she's giving you another 7.5%. That's 21%. Plus, that's all your Missile Squad getting that 7.5%. By the way, so it's like every single person on your team getting 21% extra with 2 attack with 2 attack cards. That's crazy. That's so good. It's so good, guys. That's a difference maker right there. If you're Missile. Now we still have to wait to see Morrison, right? So we'll see. But oh man, this is promising. Remember, I just told you how it's going to be a game changer for people who are playing with these teams this season and then the earlier seasons to look at this stuff and what's coming out. I'm telling you, it's already not disappointing. With Fiona. So I can't wait. Everybody's waiting to see Morrison, right? That's the big one because everybody's there. And that one's got to be able to bump up. I mean, in all fairness, right now when I ran my testing, Morrison is behind Sarah for my testing, for her buff that she's giving. But it's not like it's like that enormous that, it can't be made. Like that's being done without his exclusive weapon. My guess is once you give Morrison his exclusive weapon to probably 20, he's going to slaughter whatever numbers Sarah's putting up. That would be my guess. We'll find it. We'll run it in the sandbox again for sure. But, yeah, I mean, that would be my guess. What's going to happen? Oh, you're saying... Oh, are they all that way? I didn't even notice that. Is that what they all give? Is that everybody's level 20? I guess I never even noticed. Oh, my bad. I didn't even notice. So that was that's all the level 20 stat is to give that 7.5%. Man, that's crazy. That's crazy if you don't have it to level 20 and getting that from every single person. I guess I didn't even realize that was the third thing for 7.5%. That's a no-brainer. That's so great. Fiona's 7.5%. 5. I mean, it's so crazy to have that. But you're getting Morrison to 7.5. I wonder what. I wish I knew the percentage. I wish I knew. Let me see what percentage does it just say? What is her buff percentage? So she's given 15% for 9 seconds, though. So I wonder what that equates to for. Because this is the big buff for Sarah, right? She's given 15% for 9 seconds. So I guess the question is going to be, what does that do for 7.5% for the whole fight versus 15% for 9 seconds that she's given the buff for? Well, she has another one too. Right, she is. The increased back row aircraft heroes damage dealing to monsters. No, that one's the monsters. And this one was her physical. That's right. So she's just this. This is what she's given. 15%. So it's 15% versus 7.5%. Yeah, it does. Yeah. 100%. 100%. Every single one. Same thing. Same thing for the third. For 20. For 20, it's the 7.5%. So, but that's the question for air. Is 15% for 9 seconds that Sarah's given right now, versus the 7.5% versus the whole fight for the increase. He's only create. This is only. I'm looking at this like, so she increased the attack, right? Yeah, so it's still better because she's only increasing the attack. This will also do the defense and hit points. So hers is attack of 15% for only the 9 seconds, but this is also going to do the defense and hit points. So my guess is that's going to soar. That's going to be better than her buff. But it is doing it. Yeah, it's only 9 seconds though. No, it'll be interesting to play it out. Either way, that's going to be crazy to give another 7.5% with knowing what the battle cards are, because my battle cards, I think my battle cards are 7. They're 7% right now, and I'm pretty sure they're going to make us pick either offense and defense. They're going to change these tactic cards to make us pick one way or the other. What am I in here? What are my tactic cards right now? 7. Yeah, so it's 7%. And that's what it is right now, by the way, for experience. This was enough experience in one season that I was able to get it to 7%. My guess is we're going to start being able to max some of these cards out, the tactic cards for the season. Because it only goes to like level 10 was the max that it went up to. Unless they increase the levels on us. But I don't think so, because they want you to start using it on other cards, to start using the experience on other cards as well, to not just have 2 of them and you use other ones. So the buff of 7.5%, it gets into power of the squad directly. Right, yeah, it's increasing. That's what I'm saying. It's increasing the stats of 7.5% of attack, hit points, and defense. She's only, and that's why I said, like, she's giving an increase of attack of all aircraft heroes by 15%. But that's only for 9, but it says for 9 seconds. So is that what you're thinking, Sneaker? Is that what you're saying? That's probably accurate, Sassy, because I think overall the EW to level 20 is worth about $1 million. I think from 20 to 30 it only goes up by like 0.5. I think from 0 to 20 it ends up being like 1 million. But Sneaker, I think that's what you're saying, right? I think you're saying like it goes into the entire squad for the because it goes. I mean, it's going the full time. It's going for 7.5%, but it's more than just the attack, because it's attack, defense, and hit points for the entire battle for all your heroes. The Sarah one said attack for attack 15% for 9 seconds. That skill power boost is during battle. Which one are you talking about? Which one are you talking about? Like that? Like you're talking about the EW to 20 level 20? Or are you talking about Sarah? I mean, it says it in battles, but what else would it matter? Why else would I care if it wasn't in battles? It's still just a matter of the fact that this is attack versus all three for 7.5% of the whole fight for all your heroes, and this is only touching on your attack. Because her attack doesn't really matter. I mean, she's just not putting up that much. She's not putting up that much damage, and certainly not the type of damage I bet you Morrison's going to be able to put up. I would guess he's gonna. I would guess he's gonna blow it out the water. Would be my guess. But we'll have to see. The bigger question is, did they say what order that they're releasing them? Do we know that? Because I think they kind of changed it up last year or last season, didn't they? They were releasing the same way before. It was always tank, air, missile. But why my memory makes me think that they released in a different order for season 4. Like, didn't Williams come out last season? Oh, I think I have it. I think it says it in here. Oh, no. It used to say it used to say all the seasons. Is that back on the globe? Can I look here? No. It used to have all the it used to have all the stats. Like, I could go in here and it would still be able to go back to, like, I could go back to day whatever. This is season 4, 165. I could go back, but is this season? Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe this is it right here. Yeah, this is it. So I just have to go all the way. Can I hold this? Oh, perfect. Okay. Thank you. Yes. Lucius. Lucius was first. Then Adam. Then Williams. So they switched it up for season 4 because I believe all the other ones were the same. The other ones, it was like tank, air, missile for like 3 straight seasons, I think. That's how I remember it anyway. Yeah, missile, air, tank. Season 2, missile, air, tank. Season 1, missile, air, tank. Yep. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Yeah. So I don't know if they're going to change it up because for the first time, they finally did air, missile, tank. Or, yeah, air, missile, tank. So maybe they'll do the same thing again. Or maybe they'll give us missile for the first time first. Missile tank, air. Yeah, Snake. Thanks, Sneaker. Oh, you're saying, Sneaker, you know that? It's missile tank air? Look at Sneaker looked at the info. He got the info. That's awesome if you know that. If that's what you're saying. That's pretty damn cool. So missile's finally getting it for first. Air people are going to be pissed off. For the first time. All right, that's cool. I'm excited about that. It's going to be interesting to know whether you should take try to take Fiona to level 30 up front, or just divide it and hit 20 and 20. I'm gonna go 20 and 20 probably myself because I use both teams, so they both benefit me. But if you got only a missile, if you're missiles main, I doubt most of you are. Most of you are probably air as your main. So I wouldn't touch it until I would resist. If you're not spending on it, I would resist any of your universals on anything other than Morrison if you're air and you're a low spender, mid spender. Just save it and blow the whole thing out of water. But that's all. Thank you, Sneaker, for the info. Appreciate you. Sneaker Files. All right, before I let you go, I'm going to look one more time to see if we got... Oh, damn it. I thought that was it. This is their strong dude, Albatross. This isn't his number one team, though. I can beat this team. Does he have his air or something? Yeah, I can beat his air. His missile is his strongest. But let's see if Sammy's victim is out here. Nope, there's my Poe. I might have to attack him once. Nobody's beaten. Come on, people. That one doesn't have a burn yet. Is this Poe still first one? Yeah, I'll probably burn that. Yeah, he's not out here. And Sammy's victim, it's so funny. Sammy's victim is so tired of being burned. He actually started sending out purple trucks. I mean, if you're in a fight with somebody and they've gotten to the point that they're sending out purple trucks, you're winning. You're winning. I don't care. I can send out I send out sleds, and if you beat my sled, you beat my sled. I still end up with more from a burnt sled than I would another truck. So I'll take the burnt sled. It's all good. If you're going to be able to burn it, then burn it. But I'm certainly not sending out the purple truck. Yeah, he's not out here. So not yet, Sammy. Hopefully, I'll talk to Hulk after this and just let him know to see if I can get him to lay off. He probably already beat him if he was out here. Yeah. All right, gents. Good enough. Thank you all for stopping in and joining tonight. Coming up this week, either this week or into next week, we have Sting from Server 46 that's going to be joining us. We have, I believe Ikai is going to be joining us coming up soon from Server 1382 again as well. So it'll be nice to welcome in them coming up soon. We also are going to have Desert Brawl live for you on Friday. For those of you that like the daytime ones, that will be during the day. Friday, Desert Brawl we'll be taking on. And then Kill Event. We likely will do a Kill Event live and hopefully have a group that will be killing with us. So a lot of stuff coming on, and when it comes around the killing stuff, we that's kind of our bread and butter. So that's what we like to do. So we will have that for you as well. So thank you all for joining me tonight. Appreciate you all so much, and for helping with some of the information, finding the data, giving it to us. Appreciate y'all. We will talk to you soon. QB18 out.